whenever you're ready.
Good morning. Let me tell you that things are getting better all of the time. I know that if you change your mindset so that you write the story of your own life, you begin to realize that things are getting better all the time. Louise has said, change your thinking, change your life. Don't you agree? I don't know why you don't agree. Haven't you seen the ads for Joel Osteen's Inspiration Cube? First thing I thought about when I saw that ad was, geez, I should have thought of that. Why didn't I think of that? Why? Because like you, I have been spending too much time worrying about the pandemic and being quarantined and covering my face and avoiding people and on and on and on and on. But the little Inspiration Cube is pretty cool. I think it says dreams are looking up, hope is looking up, life is looking up, everything is looking up. However, the people who have used it indicate that they came from a dark place. They say things that make me think they had to do a big fight within themselves to overcome that urge to get to that victory that they're talking about. But what it means to me is that you have to work past the downside in order to get to your victory. The problem with the kudos from those people who have used that cube is that there seems to be an internal battle with them that has to be overcome. Again, we're talking about Christian down-home Baptists, I think. But they talk about an internal battle that has to be overcome in order to reach that promised land, to reach that promised state of excitement. But as I considered it a little bit further, isn't that what we all do? As humans, we focus on the downside or the negative or the what's not happening side, and we get stuck. What I know for sure is something that Ernest Holmes used to begin his radio broadcast with. Let me get in the character. There is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. And what I believe is that the power for good is not only in the universe, but the power for good is us. Look at what happened when we stopped crying about, oh, we're gonna die. COVID's gonna kill us all. When we stopped crying about what is and focused on what could be, miraculously a vaccine showed up. And not only one, but many versions of the vaccine that could help both old and young alike. Now, I don't deny that many minds and processes had to fall into place in order for that to happen. But when a lot of us took our attention off the woe and the devastation that was being broadcast, and many of us followed safe protocols, and most of us believed that we were better than death and despair, things did start looking up. Society started moving in a constructive and positive direction. And when we believe in something that's bigger than our problems or our limitations or our capabilities, guess what? Hope does increase, life does look up, circumstances are getting better, dreams are coming alive. And let me repeat, when we believe in something bigger than what's bad or stifling or debilitating, the path to joy unfolds, and the source of the path is generated from what's inside us. Last week we were on one of our many Zoom calls, and somebody told a story about how her level of frustration and despair and helplessness had grown to such proportions that she couldn't take it any longer. She just stood on the floor in tears and heightened anxiety and screamed and yelled at God, whatever our divine said, I want this to end. You got to put a stop to this. I'm tired of this crap. Make things better now. Okay, she's yelling at God, right? At that point, I think she probably fell on the floor in desperation and sadness at her plight. But her story reminded me of this level 10 storm that hit a small town like, say, Orange, Texas. And a true believer who just knew that he could trust in Jesus to deliver him from his misery just sat there and waited for the rains to just take over. Well, the rains came in torrents and the house flooded to the point where he had to climb up on the roof to stay safe. Pretty soon a guy in a boat came along and said, "Hey, hop in, we can get you to safety." Well, the true believer said, "No, God's gonna save me." Well, the rains continued and pretty soon the house is floating and he's searching for higher ground, but there is none. A helicopter comes by and dives down with a rope and says, "Hey, catch the rope and hang on. We'll get you to safe ground." So he says, "Now I'm waiting on the Savior." Well, the upstream dam breaks and the house is floating downstream with speed and gusto and it drops into a ravine. Well, you know what happens next. He gets to heaven and he's sputtering still. He says, "God, why didn't you save me?" God said, "I tried to save you. I sent a boat. I sent a helicopter, but you didn't want to go with them." And you know, that's the response to all our cries for help. The universe responds, "I'm trying to help you. I sent help. I sent hope, but you just don't want to open up to receive it." Louise Hay said, "Just do it." She's the one person who saw the truth of AIDS and did something about it. She didn't see fear or devastation or hell and damnation. She saw a way to find light for those who were suffering. She had them start meeting at her house so they could get together and share their thoughts and dreams about how they could get better. And guess what? Her activism was the beginning of the revelation that changed the way a lot of people look at other people and the way they look at life. See, guys and dolls, we're here for a reason, a season, and a purpose. We've got to learn to let go of what others think and what others want us to do and go inside of ourselves for answers. We've got to go within. We don't need to huddle up outside where there are roadblocks and indecision and confusion and the fear blocks us and knocks us off balance. And we're working on a Joseph Campbell class, and at the end of the class, our studies indicate that we have to learn to balance wisdom and fear, balance love and hatred, balance love and whatever else is not love so that our lives emerge as gifts and blessings and good and creative expression. Because, folks, we're here to move forward with confidence. It's not to say that there won't be lessons and challenges, but that is to say that we shouldn't let the lessons or the challenges stymie us from expressing creatively. Let go of the oars. Let go of the need to hold on or close off or shut down. Your powers to grow and create and be the divine expression of life can only show up if you let go and allow. Okay, Swami Vivekananda said that as we go within and acknowledge our source, as we enter into the sacred space of silence with prayer and consciousness, we activate our subtle powers, we rouse the infinite within us, and if continually done, all our desires may be fulfilled. He also could have said that all our desires and fears are fulfilled as we focus on them. And Abraham says the same thing. Through Esther Hicks, they've spent many moments trying to get everyone to understand that what you focus on grows. So guys and dolls, why not pay attention to creating a life that matters? Why not focus attention on a vibration and energy that radiates love and joy and your personal light? Learn to channel the power of the universe that moves through you and that is you and that has its beingness as you. Learn to channel this power for good and joy, and about 9.5 times out of 10, joy, and goodwill override whatever is opposite, and it shows up in your life. So as we deal with the dramatic events in life, know that these aren't accidents, but they're life events calling us to do better, to be better, to create better. Climate change is calling us to save the planet. The deep separation in American society brought on by ravaging information and misinformation and truth and untruth, doesn't matter where you stand on it all. The call to this life is to be the excitement that we're here to be, that we're created to be. The call to this life is what we've been created to change. We've been gifted with a life that calls us to call for the betterment. The call is to change so that things continue to get better all of the time. And that's what we're here to learn today. So close your eyes, go within, and take these words as your own. There is one life, there is one presence, there is one exciting, infinite consciousness flowing in and through each of us, as us, allowing us to be its energy, to be its expression. Tune into this spiritual path. Pray and meditate and let go so that the divine power of the universe can create miracles and unfold as the magic of life. For this we are grateful, eternally grateful. We let go and let it be, and so it is. Have a good day.